The mirror principle, it isn't wrong, but it is incomplete. Let me explain. The mirror principle says everything that you experience, good or bad, is a projection of your thoughts, your beliefs, and your emotions. And the people around you, they're mirrors too. They reflect the parts of yourself that you've either accepted or rejected. Sounds easy enough, right? But if you've ever tried to change your inner world only to watch your reflections stay the same, or watch your triggers and your patterns keep coming up after months of inner work, this is why. The mirror principle tells you exactly what's happening, but it doesn't tell you how or why. Most people that are teaching the mirror principle, they don't tell you what role your subconscious plays in projecting your reality. They don't tell you how emotions are used to write the beliefs and the programs that are shaping your life. They don't tell you what it means or how to do your inner child work. They don't tell you where your emotional pain comes from, but I'll give you a hint. It's always judgment. They're not telling you how energy subtly influences the people and the events around you all the time, or that 95% of your life is running on programs and on autopilot. They don't explain how your emotions can be used like a breadcrumb trail to uncover hidden programs that have been running in the background for years. And most importantly, they don't tell you how to deconstruct the beliefs and programs that aren't serving you anymore. The reflection method fills in all of these gaps and shows you how reality really works. Let's get into your subconscious, because your subconscious is the key to everything. Your entire reality is filtered through your subconscious before you ever see it. Your subconscious holds your core beliefs about yourself, about other people, about how you think the world works. And everything gets filtered through your subconscious belief system. So whatever your subconscious believes, it will project into your reality. Now, if it's projecting based on your beliefs, let's look at where your beliefs come from. From 0 to 7 years old, your brain operates in theta state. This is a deep, receptive brainwave state that bypasses your awareness. During this time, your programming, your beliefs, your emotional responses, all of your patterns, they all get directly downloaded to your subconscious without any interference or any filtering from your conscious awareness, because theta state literally is bypassing your awareness. And that's why a lot of people in the first 7 years of life, they don't have the greatest of memories, because their awareness wasn't completely online yet. As you grow older, when you turn around 7 or 8 years old, your brain shifts out of theta state and moves into alpha. And around alpha state, that's when you start to become aware of yourself. That's when your brain is starting to come online. And at this point, you're already responding to programming and beliefs that are shaping 95% of your reality on autopilot. There's a lot of mysticism around theta state. Because your original programming was installed while you're in theta state, people believe that they can just install programs while you're in theta. You can just put yourself in theta state and put something in, it becomes a program automatically. That's not completely accurate. What theta state actually does is it bypasses your awareness, so an idea can go to the subconscious level without interference from your awareness. So it doesn't get filtered by your awareness. It just goes directly into the subconscious. But that's not how a program is created. But here's what nobody explains about how programming and beliefs are created. Your subconscious is a recording device, and every present moment, every right now, and every present moment changes. It's right now, it's right now, it's right now. Every present moment, your subconscious takes a snapshot. And in that snapshot, it records everything that your 5 senses could sense and whatever emotional signature you were creating based on the thoughts that are in your head. That all gets captured in every single snapshot. If you haven't seen my video on emotional signatures yet, go check this video out. Now at night, your subconscious scans all of your snapshots and it checks them for emotional alignment. So if there are snapshots that have similar emotional signatures attached to them, your subconscious grabs those and puts them together in something I call an alignment file. But your alignment files, they are not programs yet. They're just a collection of similar emotional patterns. Now, when that alignment file has enough emotionally similar snapshots all collected together in it, that's when your subconscious will create a program, or also known as a belief. Now remember, your subconscious filters your reality before you see it. So any of your programs or beliefs, they will get put into your reality as it's being filtered through the subconscious and projected out where you can see it. Now, why does your subconscious do that? Here's the thing that nobody else tells you about your programs and your beliefs, what your programs are actually designed to do. Your programs and beliefs are designed so that when they project into your reality, they will create within you the same emotional response that was sensed in your alignment files. That's what this is all about. Your subconscious is supporting your alignment files. Where did the alignment files come from? They came from the snapshots taken from your mind. When you think of something, it creates an emotional response. Whatever you are thinking of the most, your subconscious, once there's enough of them, creates a program to play into your reality, so you will have the emotional response inside of you that you keep showing in your alignment files. As long as you respond to your programs that are playing into your reality with the same or a similar emotional response as the ones that are in the alignment files, then the program will continue to play into your reality. Your programs are designed for you to create a certain emotional response. If you do not respond to your program the way that it's expecting you to, the program will not be able to play as often, because the program is powered by you continuing to have those same emotional responses. This is why 95% of your life is programming that runs on autopilot. The only time that you're not seeing programs or responding to programs is when you're consciously thinking about what you want. Otherwise, anything else, if you're not thinking about what you want, you're responding with a programmed response. Here's another piece missing from most of the mirror principle teachings. All emotional pain comes from judgment. Judgment of yourself, judgment of others, judgment of life. Now, if this is a new concept to you, go check out this video that I made. Another thing most people aren't teaching is that acceptance never hurts. Try to think of something that you fully accept that causes you emotional pain. You can't do it. It doesn't exist, because it's not possible. Judgment is always fear-based, and fear at its core, it's self-love. It's a protection mechanism. But the problem with your fear-based emotional responses is that you will eventually create programs to play into your reality that are supposed to create those fear-based responses within you. When you change your emotional response, you stop feeding those old programs. And when you stop feeding those old programs, they will slowly but surely stop playing into your reality, and you'll create new programs with the new emotional responses. But none of it happens overnight, because it takes time to create the alignment files needed for the subconscious to create the program that you're looking for. If you use the reflection method, we'll show you how to deconstruct programs using a process that I call realignment. If you're interested in finding out more about the reflection method, head over to lifeequalslove.com. Now let's get into energy, because most people leave out the role that energy plays in shaping our reality. The reason people mirror back to you your internal state is because they unknowingly interpret energy. Let me explain. Think about it. Have you ever walked into a room and you've gotten a vibe, either a good vibe or a bad vibe? What about like sitting in the middle of a crowded room talking one-on-one to somebody, and then you glance up, and the first place you glance, somebody's looking right back at you? Has that ever happened to you? Well, both of those situations where you walk in and get a vibe, or you're talking to somebody, you just glance up and somebody's looking right back at you. In both of those situations, you're interpreting energy. You're just not doing it at a level where it says, hey, you should look over there. Energy gets translated into your own thoughts. It's a very subtle technology that lives in our reality. So here's how it works. Energy isn't created or destroyed. What happens is when you think a thought, your subconscious creates an emotional response to that thought, and both the thought and the emotion are captured in the energy, and energy travels at light speed to wherever its destination is. So whoever you're thinking of, the energy will travel to them at light speed, carrying your thought and your emotion in it. Now, let me break down how your own energy works so you don't get too confused about what people may or may not feel. What I want you to do is put out your left and your right hand, and I want you to focus on the left hand. I want you to look at the back of it, look at the wrinkles, look at the knuckles, look at the skin, if it's smooth, if it's wrinkly, whatever it is, just focus on it. And as you're focusing on your left hand, can you feel it vibrating slightly more than you can feel your right hand vibrating? If you can, that is your own energy being applied to yourself, and you can feel it. But I had to have you shut off everything in your reality so you could focus on just that and feel it. So when you send some energy to somebody else, they can feel it, but it's very like their reality is so immersive. They're so caught up in whatever's going on that all it kind of comes through is sometimes it's just a brief thought. Sometimes it comes in and goes out, and they don't even register that they've thought about you or that they've sensed your energy. But that's how energy works in our reality. So now take it back to when you walked into the crowded room and you got a vibe. Well, what you got a vibe is you sense the energy of the people in the room. And when you're standing in the middle of the room and you were talking one-on-one to somebody and you glanced up, you sensed the energy. It's just that you don't have a conscious awareness of you sensing the energy unless you pay attention to it the same way that I told you to pay attention to the right and the left hand. Energy is sensed and translated mostly at the subconscious level. But if you tune in and you know what to pay attention to, you can watch it working through the people right in your reality. So now let's apply energy to just reality. When you're walking down the street and somebody stops and has a conversation with you, well, whatever they talk to you about is always going to be part of your internal dialogue or your programming. And that's how reality uses energy to mirror back your programs back to you through the people in your reality. So the mirror principle, it is real and it is right, but without understanding the mechanics of how it works, it can be very easy to feel stuck. And that's why I created the reflection method. It literally works with the mirror principle. It just expands on everything that's going on and lets you clearly understand what you need to do to change the reality, to change the reflections that you're seeing in your reality. If you go to lifeequalslove.com right now and you sign up with your email address, you'll get access to the first module, which includes 5 lessons for absolute free. We cover some of this stuff. We go a lot deeper on programming. We go a lot deeper on emotions and what they mean. Module 2 is paid and it costs $111. It covers deconstructing your programs using the realignment process, how to track programs, and most importantly, I'm going to show you the most effective way that I found for writing new programs. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe so other people can find it too.